fuck was that?
All right. Welcome to What the Fuck Did I Dream Last Night? This is episode 16. I am Janie.
I'm Jess. Hello.
Hello, guys. I am unsure if I am going to sound funny or not this episode. Hayne says she hears me fine.
I do.
But I lost my headphones in the same room that I am currently recording in. Last I saw them, actually, though, they were in my upstairs bathroom, which is a really weird place for headphones.
Maybe Trevor grabbed them?
I asked him.
I
don't know. They're that, or I was thinking I left them on the table or something, and my cat like swatted them. If
That's
that's the case, I'm going to
possible.
be very upset because she likes to chew wires. If she chewed those,
Maybe you have a gremlin.
Oh,
I have a team of gremlins who live in my house and steal everything.
Oh, I feel like that's called a ghost.
That works too. In the name of Halloween. I have gremlins. I have ghosts. I have me. My husband doesn't misplace pretty much anything. It's always me. I'll say that. I like to mindlessly clean when I'm on the phone with people, and I just put shit stuff like places, and yeah, it's not
I
good.
do that. So my husband like organized everything over like this past week. He like reorganized the bathroom closet, and like our cups were all organized with our lids and stuff. And he's definitely the organized one in this relationship.
Yeah, mine too.
He's like, so then we had trick or treating here on Sunday because we do ours the last Sunday of the month. And Nicole, my cousin, was like, look how like organized your lids are to your cups. I'm like, yeah, that's my husband. And then we were in my bathroom looking for something. And I was like, hold on, my husband just organized everything, so I don't know where stuff is. She's like, I can't believe that he's the type to do that.
Well, I think so. You do the day to day. So when you got to do a day to day, you can't like be that. I mean, most of you can, and I shouldn't say most. I think a lot of people can be very organized like all the time. I commend you guys. I'm not that way. So for me, I just always feel like I just do what I got to do to like get it done that day. Like I can't commit.
Like, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Or I have to have the mindset, like I have to be like, this is what everything I'm getting done. Like today, I was like, the dishes are getting done, the dishwasher is getting run, gonna wipe everything down so we can just watch movies and do nothing. And it took me like an hour just to get all the little running around done there. And I was like, all right, now I can relax.
And that's what like Cam's like my husband will be like a 1 day or 2 day a week guy. Like he wants to do everything, but you can't really do that. You can, but then when you work, 5 days a week, it's like, crap, then we're spending our time off doing this. So I try to do stuff throughout the week, but then it ends up getting half-assed done. Which is why I have like 3 Tupperwares and like 17 Tupperware lids. And they don't match.
Yep. Yep. I was going to say something on that, and now my mind blanked. Hold on. Cleaning, week thing. Oh, I've also finally, I feel like not like a normal person's house isn't always spotless 24/7. Especially when you have a toddler. Like, because I always feel like, oh, when I go over to their house, it's always so clean. Well, no, that people clean before people come over. Like, that's why.
Yeah.
It's normal to have shit around your house. You live in your house.
Yeah, stop on in. Like, those people are like, yeah, stop in anytime. I'm just like, God, I envy you.
I mean, there definitely are people like that, but if you're
I know, I'd be like, stop in anytime, but be prepared.
You could stop at any time. I'd give me like a 10-minute, like, hey, I'm on my way, so I could just shove everything in a closet or something.
Yeah, I feel like our generation doesn't. If you do a blind stop in, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. I just found the right and left on these, and I was trying to find them on the headphones, and I just switched my ear holes. I don't think my ears are meant for the. Oh, look, now I feel like I can hear.
Ear hole. That's such a weird word.
Is that what they're called?
Ear hole.
Ear hole.
I forget the medical term. I think it's your auricle is your ear lobe.
Your canal?
Yeah, ear canal. EAC, auditory canal. There you go.
Is that what it
And
is?
then
Your ear
internal
hole?
auditory canal. I think so, yeah. Cardiology brain, guys. Sorry.
That was just
Sorry.
random too. Okay, so I have fun things
Yes.
to say. One, ready, guys? We officially have a Patreon.
Woo! Woo!
We're so on there. There's two things up on there. There's a poll on there right now that I want to get information off of you guys about different merch that you guys would like to see, just to pick your brains because that's something that we definitely want to do in the future. And if you guys tell me more about what you would like, then I can work in ways like that. So we just have one tier. It's just a $5 tier. Just keep it all simple. Right. Oh, the second thing that's on there too. I put the episode 00, like our very first trying to record
Oh, that's
episode
what
for
it
you
was.
guys.
I was trying to remember what did we promise Patreon people like
Yeah.
forever ago. Oh God.
So that's up there. And I started like re-listening to it today and I couldn't. I was like, nope, my ears can't handle this. But so you
So
guys
that's our
please go,
disclosure. If you have secondhand embarrassment like myself, don't listen to it.
or please listen to it and laugh at us and laugh like because it's freaking hilarious. And our
Yeah.
sound
If you
as
want
I
to feel better
music
about yourself.
like I don't know how I sound this episode because I don't know what I'm actually recording out of, if it's my laptop or these headphones or whatnot. But the microphone that I was using that Dance Dance Revolution one. It's great. It's
Oh
terrible.
yeah.
When I say great,
That was
it's
just
terrible.
struggle for sure.
We were so awkward. The ending, oh my gosh, it's what nightmares are made of. Like I'm gonna have nightmares about how we ended it because we had no clue what the fuck we were doing.
Because we're such rock stars now, but
I mean, I was just gonna say we still don't know what the fuck we're doing, but we sound a lot better
at least we
now.
have a flow, kind of, sort of.
We kind of, yeah. We
Okay.
didn't even know what dreams we were talking about when we first recorded. We were like, let's just record something and see what happens. Something
Yeah,
happened.
it's generally helpful to know what
I
you're talking
literally
about.
started talking about my dream during that, and Haynes like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about this other one.
Oh, I changed it? Yeah, I changed it
Yeah.
up. I forgot about that.
I like can't. I like remember where I was sitting that one because I had to sit a certain way for my microphone to work
Yeah,
and
we were
everything.
even like the lighting was like blinding me. The light, because
Yeah.
we like FaceTime while we do this, so the light like behind Janie through the blind was like blinding me through the phone.
I don't know. None of it was.
Pretty much everything was wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to go check out that, we'll be posting different like audio didn't make it into the podcast, like bloopers and things like that, or just other little tangents that me and him go off when we record. So you'll get some bonus audio. I'm sure because I'm going down to see Hayne here shortly. Like we're gonna be have like
Mhm.
some like videos and stuff that we'll eventually post on there. And we have a Facebook group for just Patreon users that you get to join once you're a Patreon or
Patreon,
patron,
patron on Patreon. I think that's it.
a patronager.
Patron,
I
patronarchage.
called it on there. You're an official dreamer.
Oh, I like it. I like it. See, guys, look at this girl. I'm just along for the ride, y'all. Buckle up, kids.
uh, oh, and it is patreon.com/WTF did I dream pod. Made it a little shorter than everything else for you guys. Sorry, I make everything else really long.
Live
But
and learn, live and learn. Well, sweet.
wait, I have for spooky season. I have one more thing. I've
Yes.
got into a new podcast
Mm-hmm.
called Full Body Chills.
Oh, I like that one. It's with Ashley Flowers,
Is that for her? What's her face?
Crime Junkie. She does
Yeah,
a lot of them. She does presidential. What's the other one she's doing right now?
that's
I
why I
love
knew
Ashley
that
Flowers. I'm
name.
obsessed with her.
I'm trying to
Ashley,
get
if you
into
ever
Crime
listen to this, you're my hero. Love you.
Junkies. I'm trying to get into Crime Junkies more, and it's not that I don't like it. It's just I have to be in the mood for that one, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. Because I listen to like more that like comedy, like bantery ones, and that one's more like the serious one, which is why
Yeah.
you can't get into the podcast that I listen to. Um, but that's it. I was like, why do I know this name? Then I was like, have I listened to this podcast before? But yeah,
Yep,
Full Body
that's why.
Chills is really cool, and it's also like perfect for like this week leading up to Halloween.
It's super
Um,
creepy. And
it's
they're a
the
little bit shorter episodes too.
yes, like they have like 30-minute. I think like the longest one on there's like 35 minutes.
Yeah, we were
And then
listening to them on a drive home from Asheville, I think. And I was driving and my husband was sleeping. And so, when you sleep in the car and there's like audio in the background, or like if you sleep when the TV's on, sometimes you're like
yeah,
in this weird, awkward half sleep. So he kept partially listening to them and he was so creeped out by the time he woke up. He's like, "What the hell are you listening to?" And he always tries to get me to watch like horror movies and scary movies. And
yeah.
I hate watching them. So then I was finally like, haha, because I got to freak him out.
I've been listening to them like for the past 48 hours, like on repeat. And there's one about lucid dreams.
Oh, I don't know that
And
one. Wait.
now
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Huh. I don't know if I listened to that one.
this is like a new season. Like these all just came out this month.
Oh, okay.
So you were there last month. So yeah, there's a whole new season of them.
Yeah, I need to look into this then.
The lucid dreaming one, I will say, we already know that I am afraid to lucid dream
Mm-hmm.
because, and now I'm never lucid dreaming ever. So
I
good
kind of feel
gracious.
like I listened to that one, but I need to go back and listen to it again because I bet I was like driving
Yeah,
and
I could
half
have been
paying
an older one
attention.
too. So I just click random things. That one's like also gives me anxiety though when I'm listening to it because I'm like, oh, I can literally listen to whatever one. I normally have to go like in order. Little
Man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can just kind of jump around on that one. Yeah, that's a
yes.
good listen, especially for Halloween.
Yes, so that podcast is Full Body Chills. Go check them out. And yeah, Ashley Flowers, if you're a Crime Junkies fan. Now that
My
I should have
homegirl.
talked to you about this like
Britt is
last
not
weekend.
in that one. Britt's also in Crime Junkies, but Britt is not in um
Full Body
Full Body
Chills.
Chills, but she supports the Full Body Chills in Crime Junkies. Love you guys. I love you too, Britt. Sorry, I had to give a shout out because I'm like your Brit, so I have to
And
give
then
Brit a shout out. I'm just along for the ride, baby.
um it's also I want to say like um because some people I feel like they are creepy and it depends on your level of being able to like listen to them, but if you like them then I feel like anybody can listen to them. Um but I like want to like sit around a campfire and play them. Like I feel like that'd be like the perfect place to listen
Yeah,
to them
so I think there's different levels. I think there's like a horror category where
right.
people just like gruesomeness or whatever, and then I like the more psychological thrillers. Like if you have you seen the movie like Get Out, like the Jordan Peele movies,
Uh-uh.
like Get Out or
Oh no, we talked about this, the liar
yeah,
one. I
yeah.
still haven't seen them.
So the ones that just like screw with you,
Mhm.
they're just very well done, and they kind of like almost like Inception, where you're just like mind blown by the end.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. And that's why I've actually been getting into American Horror Story more because they're like less gruesome and like weird and they're just kind of more intriguing and get kind of creepy and psychological mind f's.
Yeah. Like that stuff I like. I can handle like true crimey stuff. I can handle like the jumping at me stuff. I mean, I don't like to watch any of the stuff alone. Now I can listen to Full Body Chills by myself. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
bug me. Um
It just kind
what
of
gets
gets you on your edge of your seat
yeah,
and like
and you're
makes
like,
you
"Ugh."
think and you're like,
Yeah.
"Ooh."
And like you definitely get goosebumps. You're like, "Okay, like that's weird." Or like sometimes I will be like, "Well, I won't think of that ever the same." Like
Yeah.
um uh,
Speaking of,
oh,
go ahead.
paranormal stuff. That's what like gets me. That's what freaks me the fuck out. And it's like
Yeah, and
why
I'm
I
not
won't
into
go
that. I'm not
as
into
I'm in my
that.
basement right now, sitting by that water heater from my.
Speaking of Goosebumps, I've been watching Goosebumps as well on Netflix.
Oh, really?
My husband and I. And there is no way in hell that show is rated G. There's no way that show should be rated G. That stuff, some of those episodes are so creepy. Not to
I've
mention,
never.
like, nothing is rated G nowadays. So
Do you remember the show? Are You Afraid of the Dark?
yes.
That one used to freak
Oh,
me out so bad. Now I have not watched that in years, and now I need to
that's
find that.
I just said I need to rewatch that too. I need to find that.
Yeah, I might have to
Um,
watch that one.
yeah, Goosebumps is still just as creepy as I remember it.
I've never watched them. I'll have to watch them. Uh,
I
what?
don't know. The first one's pretty
You
creepy.
just started laughing. You wouldn't even. You just stopped. You're like, she's just shaking her head up and down, like, yeah,
All
you
right,
do.
stay tuned to see what JD thought of Goosebumps next
Where do I watch
episode
this? What's it on
on
Netflix?
Netflix. I
Okay,
think Netflix, yeah.
got you. I'll find it. All right. So, um, I'm gonna keep with this Halloween thing and spooky theme
Yeah.
because my dream contains a little bit about trick or treating.
All
This dream
right.
I definitely had in like August, but that's when I start thinking about what my family's gonna dress up as. And I think that's why I had this dream. So this dream takes place at my grandma's house. It's the same one that I had the my pap's dream on the like on the wall thing. So
Mhm.
instead of being in like the bar room of that house, we were down in the basement of that house.
Mhm.
And it was my husband and I, and there were like two other people who I did not know, but they were there. That I did not know, but they were there with us.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a real like. Let me drive that out a little more for you guys. So we're going down into the basement. And we're like going to fix something, or we're looking for something for my grandma. Like I don't really know what our main like objective was, but we had to go down there to do something for her.
Mhm.
And I go back up the steps to go back upstairs. And the bottom step in my dream is like really high.
Mhm.
And I like missed the step too as I was going up there. And
Hmm.
there's like this secret storage area there. So when I missed the like step, I kicked in the door.
Mhm.
And like I had no clue that that like existed there in my dream.
Mhm.
Um, and so when I kicked that door open, there were all of these tiny snakes.
Ew.
So I sprint upstairs. I'm like, Grandma, we have to go now. Like, we got to get out of here. We need to leave now. There are all these snakes in your basement. And she's like, No, it's okay. They won't come upstairs. And I'm like, I can first off, number one thing I need to say. If I told my grandma there were snakes in her house, she would probably beat me to her car and be like, let's go.
Yeah.
She would not be calm.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
I'm like, I cannot sleep here with you. There's no way. We need to leave. So then my husband comes upstairs holding one of the snakes and is explaining that it's a kind of little, like a mini rattlesnake look-alike. He's like, they mimic the rattlesnake so people will be scared of them. And I'm like, well, it's working because I'm petrified. I need to get out of here.
I feel like
Um,
I'm like envisioning like a show or like a cartoon I recently watched where there was like little baby rattlesnakes, but I can't think of it.
I don't know. Do you hear my child yelling?
I do. Hi, Molly.
I'm pretty sure she's like yelling down the cat door right now.
Oh, she misses you.
But yeah, I don't know.
So the little baby rattlesnake.
Now that we said that, for some reason, when I saw like the little baby rattlesnakes, I thought of real monsters as we're talking about older shows.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Um,
Those are creepy too.
all right. So I said that like, well, it's working because I'm freaked out. So then we fast forward, and it's like that same day, and it's Halloween night.
Mhm.
So a little background: I used to always trick or treat at my grandma and paps when I was little because I didn't live in a neighborhood. So at this point, I have my daughter Molly, and I'm like, it's
Time
seven
out.
thirty.
Shout out to those kids because I was that kid too. The neighborhood hoppers.
Yeah.
The neighborhood hoppers in life. Yo, where are we gonna go trick or treating this year? And
Whose
shout
house
out
am
to
I
the
coming to?
parents who like let you hop between neighborhoods. Like if that neighborhood was weak,
Uh
you're
huh.
like, oh, let's just go to like the part of the neighborhood that nobody's goes to, and they give you like 3 candy bars at a time.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm that house on my street because no one hands out candy. So like if you come up there, we got full size bars. I'm like, yep, take two. Let's go. Tell your friends to come back because I'm weird like that. That sounded creepy as fuck. My bad.
Okay, anyway, sorry.
Moving on. um, and so I have my daughter Molly there, and I'm like, it's 7:30. I have to take Molly to at least like one or two houses, like just because, like I just have to do it. Like she has to experience trick or treating.
Mhm.
And I didn't have a costume for her though. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have to find something for her to wear, and which is not like me because I get way into our Halloween costumes. There's always a theme, and I
Yeah,
have
like
them.
I've just bought mine off. I just got mine from Amazon today, and Janie's like had hers made and worn, and like I
We've had a lot of Halloween activities already.
didn't have decorations up. Kudos to you.
Child things. I mean, I was like that too beforehand. So, all right. Yeah. So this is one thing I do not like slack in. So, like in my dream, I had so much anxiety. Like, why don't
Hmm.
I have a costume for my child? So I go upstairs and I find this white hoodie and I put it on her and I put the hood up and it had bunny ears on it.
No.
And then I found these like white wings that were like a dog costume. And I put that on there
A
too.
dog
And I,
costume.
yeah, I don't know. They were like wings that like a dog would wear. Like they were for a dog, but they fit her.
Oh,
Like
okay. I got
not a
you.
dog a costume
I
a
was
dog
like,
would wear.
I think we need to talk, Janie.
Sorry. Um, so I put that on her too. And I went downstairs to my grandma and was like, look, she's an angel bunny. Not just a bunny with wings. We didn't have a halo, but we were an angel bunny, is what I told her.
That
So
sounds
now
like
it's
one of my costumes. Angel Bunny, get with the program.
So now it's 7:55 and I'm like, we have 5 minutes. But as we're walking down the driveway, everyone is like packing up and they're running inside because it's over. Like everyone was sitting at the end of their driveway and they're all just like sprinting up. And I'm like, no, like I need to take my child one place. But like everyone was just like, gotta
Nope.
go. It's over.
Shut down.
Lights are off. So um so I felt like terrible. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm the worst mom. Like, what the hell was I doing? Dealing with these damn rattlesnakes, apparently. So this one lady was like, I have to dump some of these lollipops for like the late trick or treaters. So she had these dumb lollipops that were like 3 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were huge and like the lollipop size like fit a 3 foot like stick. So she like just dumps them all out on like not even in a basket, just dumps them at the end of her driveway. Like, here, we'll just leave those for late trick or treaters. And I was like, well, Molly, go get yourself a lollipop. And that was my dream.
Oh.
My child could carry that lollipop. Um,
So what kind of interpretation you got?
let's see. I was gonna talk about some snaky snakes.
Okay.
So, we'll start here. So snakes, since they shed their skin, can be a symbol of growth or transformation. But in some cultures, it could be a negative sign as well, something evil.
Mm-hmm.
Snakes have so many different meanings in different like cultures.
Yeah, that's true.
So like there's many different ways that you could take this. Or take like dreaming of a snake. I didn't really interpret it like my snakes, whatever, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, then how did you make it to episode 16? Because I say that
Mm-hmm.
a lot. Or you listen to it backwards. Anyways, so according to author and dream analyst Lori Quinn Lowenberg, if you have a dreams about snakes, she says you should not ignore it. Dreaming of a snake can mean you have a toxic element in your life that you need to rid, or you could have some sort of healing that needs to be done.
Hmm.
So if you saw the snakes like in a negative view, it could be a negative person in your life. If the snakes were not terrifying or it was just pleasant, that this could be um like a negative person or element in your life that isn't like too big yet, but it's there and like it could be coming and it could like be a bigger thing eventually in the
Mm-hmm.
future. A rattlesnake can be a warning because in real life they rattle to warn you that they are there, and if the snake was in your house, those negative elements might be right under your roof. But I took that like the negative element thing could mean like not even just as like a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like there could be a different negative thing in your house that you need to fix or something that could be
Right.
negative towards you or giving you negative this,
Mm-hmm.
like a messy closet or something. Like that's what, like, because that could give me anxiety that like I need
Oh
to fix
yeah.
that. Like,
Oh yeah.
I
Mm.
read into things a little bit more than just like a person. But
Right.
and when I had this dream, I was like really behind on housework and laundry, and my dogs both needed groomed. And I was just exhausted, like mentally and physically. Um, So like I know this dream took place at my grandma's house, so I'm not sure, but like if that is why I dreamt about the snakes. Uh,
Mhm.
so the last
Mhm.
thing that she mentions in this article from the Cut is that she is seeing more and more snake dreams come up lately during the pandemic, which
Mm.
she says is probably because of the venomous nature of them, which makes perfect sense to me. Overall, like if you see a snake visit you in your dream, just take a moment and look at your life and see where you could need healings or focus where you should be putting towards putting your where you should be putting your energy towards. I have not stuttered through a dream like that in a
Mm.
but it's all good.
Yeah.
Um but I definitely could see why people would like dream about snakes during a pandemic
Yeah.
because I feel like more people fear snakes or afraid of snakes than aren't.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I barely know anybody who's like, "Yeah, I love snakes. They're great."
And I definitely know some people, but like they have like pet snakes and shit. But
Yeah, you cry. Y'all cry.
you cray. So what were you typing up over there? Wow.
Yeah, so I wasn't having much luck. So, like, you know how there's some things that stick out to me
Hmm.
that interest me. So, when you're going up the steps, you missed a step.
Like you know how like you'll accidentally just like kick the bottom, not like fully trip, but you're like, oh, like I didn't lift my foot high enough there.
Mhm. But
So
I
it's
think
just
that's
like
really interesting though that detail happened in your dream. I
yeah,
mean, like, why weren't you just going up the steps? Like, I don't even think when I walk up steps, really, you know. But in your dream, you like tripped.
and that made
So
like the
maybe
whole
we could, yeah, maybe we could find that. So rotation, maybe tripping will give me something. I was thinking the step was like broken.
no, it was just like a false like door under there, or like they weren't false doors. It was like a hidden cabinet door type of thing.
Yeah, that was the other thing that stuck out to me too. It's like there was a hidden door there. So
Okay.
maybe it's just, I mean, it kind of to me that seems like, opportunity, maybe like hidden opportunity or,
Yeah.
um, especially just depending how you want to interpret the snake. Like, I guess it all kind of goes hand in hand. But you weren't, did you feel threatened by the snakes?
I mean, I ran upstairs and
Yeah,
told my
you were
grandma
like,
to let
but your
go.
gram was not threatened by the
She
snakes.
was not threatened, and like it wasn't that I was like throwing things. It wasn't like I was super like scared of them. I was just like, I need to get out of here. Like I was uncomfortable. Let's put it that
Right.
way.
Yeah. Which is to makes total freaking sense for snakes. Okay.
Mini snakes everywhere.
Okay. Um, well, I will say that Janie's costume and her family's costumes are awesome. Stay tuned next week to hear about them. Or maybe you
Post.
can post after. Well, you already did some trick or treating.
Yeah, I got some. I've already worn our costumes twice now.
Yeah, I'm putting mine together. Actually, was trying mine on before this podcast. I just
What are
got
you
the
being?
dress in. Cam's gonna be Steve Irwin, and I'm gonna be a crocodile.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic! I cannot wait to see
We've
photos.
really been into Steve Irwin lately.
So my
I watch him
husband
on
has
YouTube. Married life, guys. Married life in a pandemic. There's nothing left to watch. We're watching Even Stevens, Goosebumps, and Steve Irwin. That's my life. I really need to
literally.
pick up a hobby.
I don't know. You have a lot of hobbies. You do a lot of things. But my daughter's being an alien from Toy Story. I'm being a Pizza Planet waitress. And my sister just keeps making fun of me because she's like, "You're being yourself for Halloween." I go, basically. And my husband is being Buzz Lightyear.
It's so cute too. Well, I don't know how mine's gonna turn out. Well, I'll let you know. I keep getting like one piece of the costume each day this week, so
I
we'll
can't.
see. All right, so for
I
my
need to.
dream,
No, I'm good.
I I definitely have recurring dreams now, which is so funny because since you gave your
Is someone calling for your Netflix password again?
no, my aunt I got a call from my aunt and my mom before this because they both needed my Netflix password. The world was ending for each other. Like, but bless their hearts. Love you guys. um, so, it was a spam call naturally that just came through. So for this, I definitely have recurring dreams though. And they're school dreams pretty much or work dreams.
Mhm.
But so for this dream, I had this a few weeks ago. Naturally, it was a school dream. I just had another one last night too. But that one was kind of lame. So this one, um, had a few weeks ago, and I already know it's bundled with a bunch of anxiety because I am a bundle of anxiety this month. So, like more so than usual. So it was interesting in this dream. I knew it was like everybody in my life or who has been in my life was like in my class in this dream. So like you were there, like our friends, from when we were young were there, fellow classmates from school who I haven't seen in years, my current friends, like my new friends in like South Carolina, and like my coworkers, and it was like everyone's like very distinct faces. And
That always fascinates me.
yeah, like I can't remember all of them, but it was just very. I woke up and was like, "Whoa, those were a lot of people." Like I was really filtering some crap out of my brain at that point. Maybe I was on like a Facebook binge
I
or
was just
something
gonna say, like,
before.
you're, like, scrolling Facebook.
I mean, like, Lord, like, it was such a combination. So I probably went from like my coworker's Facebook to like my third grade teachers. She's not on Facebook, but just random. So, um, I had a test, and this is the recurring theme. I do not study for these tests. Like, I know the test is coming, and I'm like cramming it in like right before we get the test. And God, is it like that's my nightmare, guys. Like, that is my legitimate freaking nightmare. So in this test, we had to read a book, and then the test was on the book, and it was like there were 10 characters in the book, and then you had to match the character's name with like a description of them. And I even like tried to study, like this should doesn't sound like it should be that hard. If you read the book, I probably didn't read the book. So, that's what I was trying to like flip through the book. Maybe it's because you can't read in a dream. I was trying to flip through the book,
Oh,
just
I'm
trying to
having,
pick
like,
up like
secondhand anxiety for you right
well, I
now.
think I remember when we were in school, guys, we had to do something called an AR test. I think it's right,
Oh
AR.
my.
You had to pass so many AR tests. I think it was accelerated reading test, but everybody had to do it. And you had to read a book and then take a test on the book. So a bunch of us were like cramming this by the end of the semester. So you would always do AR tests on like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, like ones with movies. And then word got around like what AR tests were easier than others. So it's like, oh, just take this one, like you're gonna pass. But you couldn't repeat it. We had to do this every year. So
Oh my wait, while we're
you
talking, I can't tell you how many AR tests I failed because I never read. I, like,
no,
would pick
none of
these,
us did. I don't know why.
and I would just take and be like, "Damn it, I failed that one. I didn't get any points." Like, "Damn it, I failed that one." I would just,
I
like, pick random books and be like, "Gonna take this."
I guess there was
Meanwhile, like,
no
the
limit.
teachers can see everything that you're doing, though. Like, they can
Well,
see that you
I bet
failed.
it's like in a way like more rewarding if you like got those tests, like you passed and you didn't read the book. You're like, haha, got the system.
I know how to guess. It's not always C, but it's a lot of times it's C.
And then word and this is like so against the rules. It'd be like you would like sit next to each other and you'd be like, B, B. Like, no, I already took that one. And you would like whisper the answer. You'd be like, no. But it was
Well,
in the
like, how would
library.
yeah, and, like, how would they not know that, like, oh my gosh, maybe I was just too much of a goody
Now
two-shoe.
me, oh yeah, same here. But now being an adult, Miss, you know, we'll say Miss
I don't
Jody
even
Smith
know who
coming
you're
in on like a frickin' Tuesday or like coming in on Monday, like had a weekend, and she's just seeing like Tim and Todd in the corner, like whispering, and she's just like fighting this hangover or just like didn't sleep. Or like she's just like, screw this shit. Like, whatever, you dumb kids don't want to fucking read a book. Like, okay. You're not helping yourself.
yeah, like,
And then she'd come in like Monday and then get all amped, and then that's when you'd get in trouble. And I don't know. Maybe she just had a bad week or she was
I
sleepy.
can't even
And this is
picture
not
the
towards our librarian in
I was gonna say, I
specific.
can't picture our librarian
I actually
anyways.
freaking loved our middle school librarians. But like I just me being an adult now and like the
Uh-huh.
mental
Having
the
teacher
mental
friends and
struggle you
everything.
have, because I remember like you look like especially as a kid, you just think like every adult is just like on their A game all the time. And like when
Yes.
they're at their job, they're just like on their A game. And now it's just like the mental struggle and the crap you have to leave like at home when you go to leave for work. It's like God bless those teachers some days are just like F this crap. Like you guys do what you want.
Yep, yep.
So
Movie
thank
day,
you.
roll that movie TV
Yeah,
cartoon.
exactly. Like now I totally get like
The
YouTube.
Steelers played a late game.
I literally had a professor in college, they had to teach us pulmonary function testing. And she was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna play this YouTube video because he explains it a lot better than I do." And I'm like, "You're literally a college professor. Like maybe you should just," but she probably had a day.
Mhm.
Or she probably looked at her lesson plan book. I was like, "Oh shit, that's today." Granted, he
Gosh,
did do a good job. So, anyways, apparently I did not read my AR book in this stream because um I could not like I couldn't match the columns. And I talked about another dream like this. My test always has like two distinct columns that I have to like match.
Mhm.
And like I can't oh, my other one was a bubble sheet that kept moving. The bubbles kept
Yeah.
moving. I must have had another dream then where there's like two columns and I have to like match what's in one to the other and like draw a line and I cannot do it. And it give like I can in my dream it's just very anxiety provoking. And I remember even trying to study, like read this book and try to like commit this stuff to memory and it wouldn't work. So, um let's see, I lost my place here.
You're good. I stumbled all through my dream like no other. A bit, 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 bit,
Oh,
doing
and then
that.
I got ticked off because some of it would be like this character did this act. So like a very yes or no answer, right? Like you're either right or wrong. And the next question would be like, this character would be most likely to do something like this. So like you'd like know their personality from the book like really well, like as if they're like your best friend. And I was like, this is bullshit. Like,
This is like a yeah, like questions you would like a game that you play with your best friends, like a drinking game or something.
yeah, like what? So the next part of my class, so the test was over. I don't know. I'm sure I failed. The next part of the class was a class activity. We were outside in a parking lot and we were dancing in the parking lot. We were appropriately socially distanced. I remember that. Everybody was like in like their own parking spot essentially in like a good old fashioned parking lot. And we were dancing around like ballerinas. Like and everybody had the form of like a ballerina. And then after we were done dancing, we had to take another test, and it was on the same characters in that damn book, and it was like a worksheet, and you had to match, like, what you had to, like, identify, like, what character in the book like, write an essay on what character you best identified with, like, whose personality did you match best and why?
You are fucked in that essay if you don't.
Dude, I know! And meanwhile, I just killed it in my ballerina class. But I was just like, "Shit, I really don't know these I didn't read this book."
Excuse me, can I go to the nurse because I'm about to have a heart attack because I don't know what to do.
So I didn't complete it. But then the teacher got really upset because there were rumors going around that he was, like, really old and forgetful, and the rumors were going around that he needed a mental evaluation or, like, he needed to retire because he just couldn't do
Oh,
his job anymore.
that's
And
so
then
sad.
he was, like, yelling and, like yeah, and then I woke up. And I know I had that part in the dream because I just watched, here's my Netflix shout out if I haven't given you enough already this episode.
You guys got
Um,
a big week ahead of
I
you that you're gonna
know, like,
watch everything.
it's the Chicago 7 trial, that trial about, basically 7 protesters. It's very, very good.
Ooh,
But
I haven't watched that one.
oh, it's really good. It's long though, but it's good.
My
Um,
cat is just being a bitch down here, and that's my problem right now. So I keep disappearing. She's chewing the other backup headphones. Now she's trying to like eat my vinyl for my cricket. But anyways.
so I know that's why I had that part of my dream. And I did have a professor, not the YouTube one. I had another professor in college. He was a sweetie pie, but I'll leave his name out of it. But we he was earlier in college, I'll say that. And it was time. It was just time probably for him to hang it up. And you couldn't like understand. He like mumbled a lot and like slurred words. Just like, buddy, it's time. Um, so I tried to find there's a few things in my dream that interested me, like the columns and like matching. Because I remember
Mhm.
this from another dream. Like I said, I have a hard time. It's like drawing a line between two items, essentially.
Yeah.
And I had a very hard time like finding good interpretation that I felt like made sense and did justice with this dream. So I think I'm just gonna give my interpretation of it.
Yeah.
So obviously, that we've talked about this. This is kind of a no-brainer, like test dreams and not being able to prepare for a test and a test being sprung on you. It's some kind of like component of anxiety or feeling like unprepared for something in life or feeling like um you're overwhelmed or you're like it just kind of I think it's just obvious things, basically stress and everything overwhelming you. So which makes sense with work and life and everything right now. So
Yes.
just my personality. Which is
Yes.
alone is our recurring theme in my dreams. But I thought it was interesting there was like so the start of my dream there was like faces from all different parts of my life. So like elementary school, like grade school, my closest friends, my husband, my coworkers, my new friends in Myrtle. Um, and then my tests were basically about trying to like identify people's personalities. And then the last one was like whose personality I best identified with. So I
Oh,
kind of feel like, yeah, I kind of feel like it's like me trying to like mesh my life kind of like figure out who this version of me currently is.
that makes so much sense.
Yeah, so that's what I think I just I couldn't like we always say I think you're like we interpret our dreams the best because you only know what's kind of going on
Yes.
fully in your mind and your brain. And then those like outside interpretations help us I think connect the dots when we're like WTF, like random sneaks in our closet. Or the ballerina thing. I don't know what that is. I guess I could look that up.
So I just looked up ballerina. I got you.
Okay, cool. Thank
I'm
you.
on the trippy anti-flow. Merle, I need you to just back away from the computer. You got hair on my straw. We're having some issues here right
Merle, you
now.
gotta back it on up, Merle.
Come get
This
the
is gonna this
headphones.
is gonna be another Patreon episode.
Sure is. I got a lot of work ahead of me. Okay. So just like a quick glimpse into ballerina, and this is the first thing that like comes up under positive aspects of it, and it says that you know how to deal with people on a social level. So that really, I feel like that
Interesting.
ties into
It
your interpretation.
does.
I'll read all of these because I like them. You
Yeah,
get
I just
along
pulled it
well
up.
with others.
Mm-hmm.
You bring grace and poise to all aspects of your life.
Eh.
You are moving through life effortlessly.
False.
Eh. Good things tend to happen more than bad. I'll take that one.
I can get
I
down
mean,
on that
yeah.
in the
Listen,
grand scheme of my day to day.
I got to go like lock my cat up somewhere. I'm just kidding. I'm not, but I really like that. I feel like that definitely ties in with what you said.
And it is funny too. I see later on it says ballerinas always show grace and elegance even in their daily lives, which in turn shows the dreamer that they can control their lives. But I can't. I think it's almost like putting up a good front. So like even when you haven't figured it out, just kind of like winging it and
Well, here,
showing
how about
grace and elegance.
This is definitely you. When you dream of a ballerina, it's showing how bright and sunny your personality is, and not only in your personal life, but also your professional life as well. That's definitely you.
Well, thank you. I think a lot of it's putting on a good front,
Fake
but
it
this
till you
totally
make
makes sense.
it.
Um, there you go. See, I didn't even know that before I looked this up, guys. So that just made that fun. Um,
That was so much fun. I really enjoyed
yeah.
that. That was like a woo. I don't
See,
know.
look, the cynic gets slowly converted. The cynic is slowly converted.
Listen, you helped last week too with the water slide thing because I couldn't figure out like what the hell that all meant. So,
Yeah, that's why I think it's good
ooh,
to do your own whole interpretation, but then like that random detail, I couldn't figure out how it fit in.
I want to ask a question.
Mhm.
When you were dancing in like a ballerina,
Mhm.
were you guys wearing ballerina clothes?
I don't think so.
Do you know like any colors or anything you were wearing? Like shoe colors or anything? Do ballerina
Mm-mm.
do
I
that? Okay,
don't
I was just
know.
curious
We were
because it's like
spinning. Like I remember we were like distinctly like spinning around like ballerinas do. And
okay.
I had really good form. Because I was like, wow, I thought I could take a test better than doing a ballerina spin. But okay. um,
I was just going on to like the last thing, but or the last like if you were looking at this, like it just talked
mhm.
about colors and stuff, and that type of shit interests me. So I figured I would just see if you knew.
Mm-mm.
Also, my other question I wanted to ask you was, do you remember like what type of book that you were reading? Like what type of book you were supposed to be reading?
It kind of struck me as one that was like one of those not novels, almost like a tween or like a teenage book, like The Babysitter's Club.
Okay.
Like one of like no relevance to my long-term like development or
Yeah.
education. Just something silly like that, I think, or maybe I guess um like How to Kill a Mockingbird type, like that's just kind of, I don't know if that's, I think it's my brain probably filling in the gaps. But it was
Gotcha.
something kind of silly where I think I remember, this is stupid. Why are we doing this? And I can't remember this detail either. I was doing something before the dream that kept distracting me from like being able to sit down and like study. Like I think I was getting pulled in different directions by like different friends or like
You were
different
doing this before the test. You
before
want
the test. Like I
okay.
couldn't just like, it's like when you're in a group of people, if you're like cramming for a test and then like you guys just start pissing around or like you keep
Yes.
talking and then you're like, damn it. And so I couldn't actually just like stop and like commit, just like, and I think I had enough time, but I like couldn't buckle down and do it.
Mhm.
So, and I think that kind of speaks to like, because right now we've just had a very busy like 6 to 8 weeks, and it's been a lot of like fun social things, but
I was just
it
going to
just
bring that
always
up
fall,
too.
and this time of year, and they're always fun. Like I don't regret any of it, but I feel
Mhm.
like I can't,
You
like
better not,
I'm.
because I'm coming down, bitch.
And now you're like the no, you're like the cherry on top though. Um,
I haven't been down there yet.
yeah, no, exactly. I don't want you to like take this the wrong way. And this dream is from like
But
a
no,
month
that
ago
makes
or something.
I was gonna say though that makes sense. Even with it being a month ago, you've had so many things lined up. Like a month ago, you came to Pittsburgh for 48 hours, basically. Like
Yeah.
you've definitely been seeing everybody in like tying. So that makes so much sense the
And
way
I've seen a
you.
lot of different people. Like I bet that's why too. Because I like was in a wedding recently and I saw a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a long time.
Mhm.
Um, and it just brought out a different part of my personality and like part I haven't visited, I guess, in a while.
Yeah.
So yeah. Huh.
Yeah. I like that. I enjoyed that.
All right. Look at that. Wow.
Look at that.
It's just I don't know. It's always satisfying. Like the random funny ones are fun, but the more you do it, the more you realize like the random funny ones aren't always so random. Like if you can
Yes.
actually like try to piece it together.
And this is why everyone needs to go find a dream buddy to share things with.
Yeah, and it's fun. I when I thought about sharing this one, sometimes I don't connect the dots until I say it out loud.
Mhm.
and like talk to somebody. And I thought I kind of had this one down, but I'm more satisfied after saying it. So
Good.
that's good.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening to episode 16.
Ooh, sweet
Um,
16.
don't forget to follow us on social media. We're on Instagram at WTF Did I Dream Last Night, Twitter at WTF Did I Dream Last Night podcast, something like that. You can find us on there though. And newly Patreon at Patreon/ WTF Did I Dream Pod. And I made that one short and easy because I'm finally getting better at that type of stuff. Um,
Yay.
so if you like us and want to support us, we definitely greatly appreciate you because yeah. And lastly, don't forget to email us your dreams at WTFDidIDreamLastNight@gmail.com. Any kind of dreams that you have.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, and until next time.